First, what is communication? Communication is the process of exchanging thoughts or ideas between two or more individuals. And also, communication is a sending and receiving messages through verbal and non-verbal communication. So now, let's go to the process of communication. In the process of communication, there are several stages or steps that we need to do to have an effective communication. And first is the source. Source is the sender of the message. It is the one who sends the message to the receiver. Second is message. Message is the content or the information that you want to tell to the other, or the information that you want to tell. And the third one is encoding. Encoding is it is a process of transferring message or information into a effective one, like doing it in effective one, you transfer the information in a platform that for the audience to easily understand the content of your message. Second one is the channel. Channel is the medium of the communication. Channel is the way that you want to communicate with others. Or the second one is decoding. Decoding is a process where listener needs to have an active listening to cooperate and to interpret the message that they receive. The other one is the receiver. Receiver is they are the audience, listener, or the one who receive the message. Sender may expect a response to the receiver when they receive the message. The other is the feedback. Feedback is you will know how successful the communication is when you gain a feedback. Feedback may see in the reaction of your audience, or the facial expression of the audience, or the behavior that they show when they receive or interpret the content or the message of the message that you want to tell them. And the last one is the context. Context is the situation of the both sender and the receiver. It involves the environment and the culture where the communication take place. So now let's proceed to the principles of communication. To have an effective communication, we need to understand the principles of communication. And the first one is clarity. Clarity pertains to why the message is sent to the receiver, and the clarity of the message is needed. The second one is the conciseness. Message should written or explain briefly in order to understand the receiver what the message is all about and interpret it in a better way. The third one is completeness. Message should be in complete thought. Every ideas, every detail should complete. The fourth one is organization. Organization is the details or ideas that you want to tell to the other should be organized well according to their sequence, and in order to interpret well the receiver what the message is all about. And empathy. The sender, empathy is the sender should know the interest of the receiver in order to have a message that will be interested, that the receiver would be interested and take attention and have a commitment in the communication. The last one is flexibility. Uh, uh, Flexibility in a communication, we need to cope up with the needs of the audience, the topic that they want, the interest of the audience in order to have an effective communication. So now let's proceed to the communication ethics. The first one in communication ethics is active and respectful listening. As an audience or as a receiver, a good listener is a must to have an effective communication. The second one is avoiding prejudice and showing commitment and genuine interest. Both sender and receiver should have an interest to the communication, or should have an interest to the topic of the communication in order to have an effective communication. The third one is showing commitment and genuine interest. The sender and just like what I have said, the sender should have a interest, and also the receiver should have a commitment to the communication that they want. The fourth one is respecting social cultural beliefs and practices of others. To have an effective communication, you need to respect the beliefs or cultures of others. You need to respect them. What are the beliefs and cultures, and the responses that they will give on the communication happen. So that's all for the communication process, principles, and ethics.